Hey everyone, today is Sunday, June 1st, 2025. Tomorrow is my procedure. I wanted to at least do one more video before I won't be able to speak for a while. Maybe I'll do one in the morning. My scheduled time to arrive is 5:30 a.m. My procedure is scheduled for 7:30 in the morning. I can't remember if I got into this in the last video or not, but what I'm nervous about is I really don't like being under anesthesia. I'm the kind of person that anytime I've had any sort of anesthesia, I don't react very well to it. Not only do I get nauseous, but that super emotional person. I'm not the fun person that comes out and I'm just making jokes, and it's actually severely traumatizing. The only way I can describe it is deep grief. I remember second to the last time I had to be under anesthesia, was in a dream state, and in that whatever realm I was in during the time, I died, and I knew that I wasn't going to see any of the people I loved again, floating in water, and I was just so sad and I couldn't stop crying. And I remember my eyes were closed and I started crying, and I heard somebody say, "Do you want apple juice or apple juice or orange juice or something like that?" And I was like, "Apple juice." It was funny that I said that, but I was like, "Why am I crying?" It was so awful. And then, but the whole next 48 hours, it wasn't just I had been crying and I didn't know why I was crying. I remembered this and I was still grieving. And it was so awful because I was emotionally just so drained and so sad. So it took a while to come back. So I don't like that experience. It's a very uncomfortable experience. And just being unconscious, even though you're not really aware of it, our body holds on to trauma. So my body remembers. So there's this weird feeling that comes up with it, even though mentally I don't know what's going on. Your body remembers what's going on. So just because you're not consciously aware of what's going on doesn't mean it didn't actually happen. So there's a fear thing with that. So that's kind of what I'm anxious about. I also hate needles. So the whole IV thing is really uncomfortable because it hurts, and I get really queasy when it comes to blood and stuff like that. So those are just little simple things. But this procedure it's not a huge thing. A lot of people have been reaching out. "Julie, are you sure you want to go through this? I don't really think you need surgery. This is really traumatic stuff, and this is a drastic thing. You don't have to do this." And I just want to explain again, because I don't think everybody's watching the videos. Not everybody sees what's going on. So social media algorithms, people don't always see this stuff. But if you are finding this and you're watching it and you're watching the whole videos, not just the little clips on social media, but you're watching the full YouTube thing where I don't cut everything out. I'm going to say it again. I'm getting an injection, a steroid injection into the left vocal fold, because it's not vibrating as much as the right one. And my nodules that have grown on my vocal folds are not very big. They're not very severe, because people are also saying to me, "I don't understand why you have to go through this. You sound fine. I'm hearing you sing. I'm hearing you talk." And I get that I sound fine. I don't feel fine. There's a difference. And my boyfriend actually noticed it last night, because he saw me play last night, and he was like, "I heard at the end of the night you did some like your weird thing with your voice, like a cutout." And I'm like, "Yeah, because that's what happens. I'm so fatigued. It's a mixture. I've been singing improperly for so long, doing so much damage. So yes, the vocal rest in and of itself is going to be hugely beneficial for me, just to give it a rest. I need it. And the reason I'm going through with this procedure is because I think the only way I'm going to be able to force myself into vocal rest is by doing something drastic like this. It might sound dramatic, but it's true. I don't know if I'm going to be in a lot of pain. Of course, that's another fear I have. I hate pain, but that's going to be hard to make sound if I can't. It's like if I really can't, you know what I mean? It's going to be easier for me to just allow it to happen. So I hope that makes sense to some people. So I'm getting an injection. The nodules on the folds are not, like I said, they're not that big. So he may decide to not remove them at all. He might decide to leave them because the vocal rest might make them kind of go away, or at least diminish tremendously. But he'll make that decision while I'm under tomorrow. And once again, he's an amazing doctor. He specializes in singers. He is a singer. He's the best guy for the job. And it's funny, somebody actually reached out and mentioned this doctor to me. He'd be a good guy to see. I'm like, how funny is that? So his name is Dr. Adam Rubin. He's amazing. He's right here in St. Clair Shores. He's awesome. So he might remove them. I don't know, but it's really not going to be a big cutting open procedure. They're gonna stick the thing down my throat, do the injection. He's gonna look and see, should he maybe laser him off. I'll do it really quick if he decides to or not, and that's that. But I don't know if you can hear, I'm very hoarse today. I still have a voice, I can speak, but it is hard to sing, and something needs to change. Okay, I need to relearn how to sing. I need to relearn how to breathe. I went through this in my last video. So I'm really looking forward to it, but I'm also really nervous. There's so many things to be nervous about. Once again, I still haven't gone a single day without making sound. I've been trying to practice and I still can't do it. I'll be in the shower and this is what I do with my day. I'll be doing the dishes or I'm in the shower and I'm planning out my day. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go do this and I'll do this and I'll make the bed and then I'll go to the grocery store and then I'll do it. I'm not gonna be able to say this I talk to myself out loud. So it's gonna be really interesting and clearing my throat and coughing and no, I can't whisper. And I've got 3 dogs and they make me laugh all the time. So it's involuntary laughter that I do. So I'm like, man, and if I'm watching something on TV and I blurt out a laugh, so it's, I mean, I guess if it happens, but I got to be careful. So I also would like to say, there's a couple things I wanted to go through in this video. So this might be a little bit longer. There's so many things. First of all, it was really hard for me to put myself out there and say, hey, I could use some financial support while I'm not able to make income, because it's going to be, like I said, at least 2 months. I'm scheduled to come back to sing in the end of 7 weeks, so it's almost 8 weeks, because the doctor said 6 to 8 weeks minimum. So I have my first show coming back the end of the week 7, so it's almost 8 weeks right there. But I don't know how I'm going to practice vocally before then and how that's even going to go. So I'm really nervous about that. And I'm not just jumping back into gigs to work 5 days a week. So I've got 2 shows that week and then nothing the next week and then 1 the next week. So it's not even like I'm coming back full force to making money. So any of the financial support that I can receive during this time is going to be hugely appreciated. And it was really hard for me to ask for that because I don't want to be like, just give me money to give me money. What are you getting in return? It's like if somebody's going to give money, I want them to get something back in return. So that's hard for me, but I did it because I definitely need it. And there have been a few people that have really stepped up, and I really appreciate you and love you so much for doing that. So thank you. I know not everybody wants to be named, so I'm not going to be so-and-so did this and so-and-so did this. So I've reached out to you personally to thank you. So any support that anybody's giving, I really appreciate it. And like I said, a minimum of 2 months, potentially 3. We're just going to kind of see where it goes. And then, so we have time to, if you're like, I don't have anything right now, but I want to give something, I appreciate it. I just wanted to say that thank you for it, because 2 to 3 months of living expenses is quite a lot. And I've been feeling extremely blessed and have so much gratitude because of that. The other thing I wanted to get into, there's so many things I've been wanting to talk about and I just don't like say it because I get so scared. So here we go back to the, should I really be me? Should I really say this? Should I do this? Should I really be this vulnerable? Should I really be this honest? Are people really, what if they click off? I mean, I've already lost, since I sent out an email to my mailing list, and I don't do it very often, send my mailing list emails, and I should do more. Every time I send an email out to my mailing list, I lose subscribers. I don't have a huge mailing list, maybe 400 people, maybe a little less than that now. But I sent out an email basically telling everybody what was going on and instantly lost subscribers. And I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. And I'm trying not to take it personally. Every time I make any sort of post on social media, I lose followers. Every time. No, it doesn't matter what the post is. It can be a video like this. It can be vulnerable. It can be, I'm playing here. It can be what, it doesn't matter what the post is, I lose followers. And I want to stop paying attention to the number of the followers and the number of the likes on my pictures or my videos, because when I don't get all of that, I take it so personally, like, oh my God, they didn't like that. I'm not as popular as so-and-so, or I didn't blah, blah, blah. And I get so in my head about all of that. And it's still, so this is a work in progress for me to really embrace just being me for the sake of being me and not giving a shit what anybody thinks. And it's still so hard. So even though I'm in the process of trying to move through that, I'm still like, oh God, people don't like me. I'm losing followers because I'm being honest about what's going on. And they think that I'm just being a victim in a charity case and I'm asking for money. Oh my God, I'm a horrible person. People hate me. See, obviously I'm horrible. See, I must be emotionally manipulating people to do this. And it's just, so I get in my head about all of this. And I'm like, okay, Julie, it is what it is. And I'm like, am I making this out a bigger deal than it actually is? This has been affecting my life for like at least 5 years now. I just don't talk about it. Now I'm finally talking about it. All this goes through my head. Anything that anybody can say publicly or whatever to negatively to me could never hit as deeply as how deeply I cut myself down. If you're a hater out there, I'm not saying there are haters. I mean, I'm sure there's haters, but any haters out there that want to hurt me for whatever reason, you can't hurt me more than I can hurt myself. I beat myself up quite intensely, and I have my whole life. So this is something, again, I'm really working through to really love myself fully for all of my flaws and my good qualities, for lack of better vocabulary. For a songwriter, I'm not great with vocabulary. I have a very limited amount of words that I like to use. Simple, boring. So anyway, where was this going? I'm all over the place. what I was going to say was about me trying to get used to people not liking me, or just not caring if people like me or not. More likely. I actually played a really cool gig last night at Sam Hill in Ann Arbor. Never been there before. If you've never been, you should check it out. Very cool and dog friendly. We brought Casey. We have 3 dogs. We only brought one of them because 3 is a lot. And it was really, really cool. And I would love to play there again. And it was really great because I had some friends that came out to see me. Mike was there. So me and Mike brought Casey, and I had a few friends. I knew one of my friends was coming, but a couple other people just showed up, and I was like, oh my God, it was just really nice. So it was nice to have like that support group there for my last time singing for a while. And that made me feel really, really loved. At the same time, I got on stage. I had this shipping container stage that I played on, and it was really cool. All outside. You guys got to check this place out. And there were so many kids running around, and there was like a kids party and all this and that. And as soon as I saw just all the people there, I instantly went, oh! It was a new gig for me. So I panicked and I got really, really nervous. And then I saw all the kids, and I got even more nervous. Why would you get nervous around kids? Because I'm going, oh my God, now I got to play a bunch of kid songs, and I don't know any kid songs, and what am I going to do? Because they're going to be bored, and I got to entertain them, and they're the ones that are dancing on the dance floor. And so instead of doing what I consider is in my wheelhouse, and the songs that I feel like I'm good at, I was like, oh my God, I got to put on this other kind of show now. And I had these, so funny, these dirty looks from these kids. It was funny. They're standing there giving me these, I'm like, hey kids, and I'm trying to say, I'm like waving, and they're just like giving me this look, and I'm like, tough crowd today. Eventually a lot of them had fun and started dancing and stuff, but it was interesting to, as an observer who is also observing myself driving the car while I'm actually driving the car. Awareness in its fullest. When you're doing inner work and stuff, you start to kind of pull out into this above view, observing yourself while you're doing things. And I was recognizing what was happening, that in my body, that I was being pulled out of my body instead of being in my body and grounded in my body and in my center and in my power. I felt myself pull out of my body. Some people aren't going to understand what this means when I'm talking about, oh, she's talking woo-woo stuff. Well, I'm going to talk a lot more about this in the future, so deal with it. Like it or don't. I felt myself pull out of my body because I was out of my power at that moment, and I was not connected to myself. And so when that happens, and I know this happens a lot while I'm performing, I want to bend to what I think other people are going to like. Now, there is a fine line, because as an entertainer, you do have to do a little bit of it. You have to give people what they want. You can't just do what you want all the time. And I get that. There's still a way to have a balance of being true to you and still entertaining the crowd and giving them what they want. But I was just like, screw what I want. I wanted to do more originals. I wanted to do all, kinds of stuff. Kind of how it is with dueling pianos, where you become like a dancing monkey show. It's not really about the talent. It's just about the entertainment quality of it. And the kids are coming up and they're like, that was long, after every song. That was long. Sorry. We want something like blah, blah, blah. Okay. It was my first time at this gig, and I didn't feel like I gave my best performance. And I messed up so many songs. I was so out of it that a couple times, and this happens to me every once in a while when I get really nervous, I was looking at the piano, the keyboard, and I was like, I don't remember how to play this thing. And it's weird. My mind goes completely blank. I don't know what these notes are. And I'm in the middle of a song, and I forget how to play the song. And it's a song that I don't even have to look at a chart. I just know it, and I don't know how it goes anymore. And that happened quite a few times yesterday in this panic. And I'm like, Julie, get back in your body, connect with yourself, be in your power. You got this. Be here and now. And I was really out of it, because what if they don't like me? What if they don't want to have me back? What if the kids hate me? What if the parents are disappointed? What if I'm not what people want? So it was really interesting. And then of course my voice started to go later in the night. Now, it wasn't a horrible gig. I don't want to make it out to sound worse than it was. It was a good gig. It was really fun, and I really love to play there again. But it was just something that I'm noticing about myself, that I still have that need to be what people want at the expense of my authenticity. So this is where it's going to be interesting to go through this journey, or I can't even talk. And I don't think it's going to be that long, but it might be really hard. Like I said, if you've never gone a single day without making a sound, and you got to go 2 weeks, 2 months, whatever, without doing it, it's going to probably feel like a long time for me. But I'm really working on just surrendering to what this is going to be, because I know in so many ways it's going to be good for me. So these are things that I'm still working on, but that's what I wanted to address today. Just still working on the need to be liked and get back into my body. And we're going to work on this nervous system thing over the next 2 months, and I will keep you guys posted. I will make a post tomorrow. It might not be a video. Maybe it will be, but it'll be at least a post procedure. Thank you for listening and watching today. Thank you for all your support. I feel like there's more I want to say, and I'm sure there's a million things I would like to talk about. But I do love your messages and your comments. So if you guys have questions or you want to reach out and stuff, I'd love to converse a little bit. But please don't take it personally if I don't get back to everybody right away, because I do want to take a lot of this time to not be super in my phone or on the computer just messaging. I really need to do some inner work. So as much as I want to be involved, I'm probably also going to be doing a lot of pulling away. I want to have a balance because I really need to come back to myself and center and address all the issues I have at hand. So love you guys. Thank you again, and I'll talk to you soon.